We could have just roasted. We could have, looked for something retail oriented. But this was where my heart is at. People are really important. Our team is just as important as every person that walks in this shop. Staying true to those has been the guiding force to us having such an organic growth over the last 8 months.
Cheers, brother.
Cheers. Good to see you again.
Tell me what we're drinking here.
You're actually drinking my go-to warm drink. It's called a oat milk cortado.
So smooth.
Yeah, wow. Yeah. And actually, a lot of people like cortados because it really features coffee more than most other drinks. And I'm having a Mona Lisa, which is our take on a more refreshing summertime latte. The big difference is that we add soda water to it. So it gives it a little more fuzz and brings out some brightness and some of the flavors. Our matcha lattes are really, really amazing. We use a company called Brandywine for all of our teas, and they have an organic, really high quality matcha.
We have a lot of great cities across the East Bay.
Yeah.
What made you fall in love with Alamo? Why here?
Once I saw that Cherubini's, which was here formerly for rent, it was a no-brainer. Really what drew me to this space is not just the kind of, rustic and very welcoming feel of the exterior of the building, which has a ton of charm, but also the amount of outdoor seating. A little bit was me mitigating future risk, right? So in a pandemic, we've already seen that you need to start transitioning to outdoor seating very fast.
Yeah.
Right. The amount of outdoor seating we have was a real big plus for us in terms of decision making to come into this spot. And also, Alamo doesn't have a lot of businesses that you see kind of being the heart and stone of other cities. Coffee shop being one of them. And so, after kind of doing a quick, demographic study and understanding, how Alamo sits and everything, it was a very easy decision to make.
Yeah. And you have a great location here. I mean, you're right off of the freeway.
Yeah. And I think, the community, we've met so many great people, through this process. That has been probably one of the most rewarding parts of this is individuals, families that have, started engaging with us beyond just the customer base, right? Wanting to support what we want to do with this shop and adding a lot of value to any of our future opportunities or prospects. I bring a lot of the community and kind of collective elements that Europe has and some of these shops that I've interfaced with and try to bring them back here as much as I can. And so through that experience, and then I came across lever machines when I was in New York one year on a family trip, and I'd never seen them before.
Yeah.
And that was the catalyst to me looking into more about lever machines. And really a lot of the businesses I've started have organically come together. There's a cog here and a cog there and a cog there, and all of a sudden they just start fitting. It's like, okay, yeah. I've got the main and prime components to put this thing together. The lever name is based on these machines, right, as you know, and these are the original commercial espresso machines to ever be built in Europe. You can see there's a lever and a piston spring component, and what makes them different from the rest of the machines out there, which are mostly volumetric machines that you've seen, is the fact that all of the pressure in espresso is created through natural positive water flow going into the piston. Every shot is not necessarily different from the next, but just like when you're playing the guitar by hand and it's not digital, there are little tiny imperfections, right? You hear the string movement or whatever, and really that's what you get from these machines. And also it's a longer pull than most machines at a little bit of a lower temperature, which creates a much more beautiful and like full-bodied shot. And the goal for us is to get back to the simplicity and the way things were when they first were started, where there was more handmade, things were made from scratch, things were taken care of by the humans that are making it. these machines really give the opportunity to our baristas to be 100% in charge,
Yeah.
right, of their shot, their experience, their techniques, right, and their capabilities.
I noticed the imperfections, and the handmade is not just part of the machines themselves, but with the stoneware you have,
Right.
you know, you can obviously tell that
Yeah.
these aren't just off the shelf. I mean, someone put a lot of time and effort into these. Can you go into that?
100%, absolutely. Yeah, so these are all hand-thrown cups. Our whole line actually up here is made just for us. So we have our latte cups here, right? You have cappuccino, cortados over there, espresso. And my idea behind this is I didn't want the experience to stop just at really good coffee, right? I wanted to continue and create an environment that felt like you were kind of going back in time to things how they used to be. Hand throwing something, right? And clay, and each cup being a little bit different. And also the great opportunity for us is that people love them so much they buy them.
Where do you source these cups?
We were looking for a artisan partner who's local. We're a very community-driven brand. We want to support local craft, you know, people that take pride in their work. And we found an amazing lady out of San Francisco, Mary Markinen. Her company is Clay, and she's really changed the game on stoneware. And as you can tell, you know, they're quite popular.
We can't talk about a coffee shop without talking the beans. So why don't you tell us what you have here?
Absolutely, absolutely. So we're a little unique with how we interact with roasters. A lot of specialty coffee shops will buy their Ethiopian from one vendor, one brand, their Guatemala from another brand, their espresso from another brand, their decaf. They will have a fragmented lineup. I wanted actually to be a little more simple than that. Like, we have already vetted who's in our shop, and we position the roaster more like a chef. So we do these cuppings every year. We gather 15 to 20 or however many brands want to send us samples. We test them all out against each other, you know, and then we figure out which roasters hit the mark across the board. And then we select them, and then we carry all of their products for 3 months. We want you to fall in love with who we've brought into our shop, and then hopefully the next people we bring in, you fall in love again. Right now we have Theory. Theory's out of Reading. They're amazing. And then this is also the line we'll always have. This is our medium dark roast. This is roasted by the builder of our machines. We really love Cole. It's one of the most chocolatey, one of the smoothest medium darks I have.
Yeah, what's neat about coffee shops is they become kind of the de facto town square. You're really involved in the lives of the local people that kind of support your business here.
You know, you become that kind of informal center when you hear people say, I'll meet you at the coffee shop, when they're referring to your coffee shop.
Yeah.
So it's no longer Lever Coffee, it's the coffee shop, because you have that hyper local and also consumer behavior that's repetitive.
You opened up in January, right?
Correct. Yeah.
And I think within it's been 8 months, this place has been packed. I thought when we came here, we're shooting in the afternoon here, I thought, you know, it was going to be pretty open, but we've had a steady flow of people coming in and out all day.
Yeah.
What do you attribute that success to?
Being really dedicated to our core principles, right? And not deviating from them. But if you build something based on certain core principles, for us, you know, once again, the human-centric approach in front of the counter and behind the counter, our team is just as important as every person that walks in this shop.
Absolutely.
That's reflected in every interaction that happens in here. And so staying true to those has been the guiding force to us having such an organic growth over the last 8 months.
That is a wrap, and I want to thank Lever and the whole staff here for having us today. Remember, the Who You Got community only gets better as we get more members. Make sure to invite your friends, ask questions, give recommendations, and post your favorites, and we'll see you on the next one.